Every anime has an antagonist, but not everyone is written the same. Some have complex backstories and goals, but some are written simple, with one goal in mind. Today I want to talk about some that made me question who's in the right and who is in the wrong, and some who just made me hate a fictional character. I wanted to start off with Eren Yeager from Attack on Titan. Eren's interesting because he actually starts off as a protagonist, but his journey is a tragic descent into villainy. In the first episode of Attack on Titan, we see Eren witness his mom being eaten by a titan, and as the show goes on, he is a character who experiences immense loss and betrayal, leading him to believe that he has no other choice but to embrace the path of destruction. The weight of his decisions and the burden of the future that he foresees are evident in his demeanor, making him a tormented soul rather than a purely evil one. His past as a protagonist fighting for humanity only intensifies the tragedy of his eventual turn. Eren's transformation from protagonist to antagonist is not born out of pure malice, but from a place of desire to protect his friends and achieve freedom. Initially, his goal was to eliminate the Titans and explore the world beyond the walls. However, as he learns the truth about the world, his understanding of freedom evolves, leading him to believe that the only way to ensure the survival of parity is to commit mass destruction against the rest of humanity. The shift makes him a sympathetic figure, as his actions, however horrific, originate from a place of love and loyalty to his friends and family. What makes Eren an appealing villain is that his actions, while fucking horrible, don't get me wrong, they're horrible, but they're kind of presented to us in a way where we had to make that decision, where we know the extremities that the rumbling is, but at the same time, we know what he's going through, and we know that he's seen every single future, and he knows that this cycle is just going to continue. So the rumbling is seen as an unimaginable destruction, but yet is framed as a necessary evil to break the cycle of hatred and ensure the survival of his loved ones. This makes him a deeply thought-provoking character, prompting viewers to consider the complexities of war and the pursuit of freedom. While I just discussed how Eren could be a compelling antagonist, this in no way applies to Shao Tucker from Full Metal Alchemist. He represents a different kind of villain. He is truly horrifying because his actions are born out of a selfish ambition and a complete disregard of life, rather than any complex motivations. Shao Tucker's villainy lies with his willingness to sacrifice innocent lives for his own scientific advancement and his reputation. He is not driven by any desire to protect anybody or achieve a greater good. Instead, his motivations are purely self-serving. He is most known for transmuting his own daughter and her dog into a chimera. This is in no way presented as a necessary evil, but as a horrifying betrayal of trust and an abuse of power. The narrative presents him as unequivocally evil, and his deeds are designed to evoke disgust and horror from the audience. There is no debate whether his actions are justified or if he's a sympathetic figure. He serves as a stark reminder of the dark side of ambition and the dangers of it for Ed and Al. As if they need it, right? His character highlights the importance of humanity and compassion, making him a memorable and effective antagonist precisely because he is so unequivocally evil. Dabi isn't just evil for evil's sake, like that crazy motherfucker we just talked about. His backstory and connection to Endeavor and his family provide deep-seated reasons for his villain backstory, rooted in neglect and desire for revenge, and the exposure of hypocrisy. This makes his character more compelling and believable than a purely malicious villain. Dabi operates in a similar vein as Eren. While his actions are undeniably destructive and violent, they are driven by a perceived injustice and a desire to dismantle a system he believes is corrupt. His actions force the audience to confront the darker side of heroism and the consequences of societal pressures, making him a thought-provoking character rather than a straightforward villain. Now we have Askeladd. Askeladd is a ruthless Viking mercenary who, in the 4th episode of Vinland Saga, he gives the order to kill Thorfinn's father, and he doesn't even have the respect to honor the terms of the duel that he'd agreed to. Askeladd's actions are constantly in a moral gray area. He's a pragmatic leader who makes difficult, often brutal decisions for what he believes is a greater good. He manipulates, betrays, and kills. but his actions are often portrayed as strategic necessities. For instance, his mentorship with Thorfinn, while initially he just uses him as a bloodthirsty killer, it offers Thorfinn a path to growth and a purpose. It helps Thorfinn reach a point where he sees the world for how cruel it is, and it's then that he realizes that he has no true enemies. Askeladd's ultimate sacrifice, a seemingly selfish act that serves as a higher political purpose to put then Prince Canute in a position of power so the people of Wales would be okay. This further cements his moral ambiguous nature and forces the audience to question the ethics of his choices. Meruem initially is driven by an instinctual desire of power and domination, viewing all other life as inferior. As soon as he is born, he kills one of the Queen's royal guards without thinking twice. He is presented as somebody who will clearly stop at nothing to get what he wants. However, through his interactions with Komugi, his motivations evolve dramatically. He begins to question his purpose, the value of human life, and the very nature of strength. This profound internal conflict and growth from a being of pure instinct to one capable of empathy and self-reflection make his motivations incredibly complex and compelling. Meruem's initial reign of terror is depicted as a consequence of his species' nature, but his development challenges the simplistic idea of good versus evil. He's a conqueror, but his later moments reveal a capacity of tenderness, honor, and even sacrifice that defies the monstrous appearance and initial actions. The narrative doesn't shy away from his cruelty, but it also showcases his humanity starting to grow, and it forces the audience to grapple with the idea that even a creature designed for destruction can find redemption, or at least a profound understanding. This moral ambiguity makes him a deeply thought-provoking character, and honestly, it's also why I love him so much, and Hunter x Hunter so much. This show holds a special place in my heart, and it's honestly the reason why I'm here talking to you guys about anime, so... But anyways, that's the video. If you guys enjoyed it, I'd love to hear you guys in the comments. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. Thank you guys so much. See you guys in the next one.